Have you ever excused inexcusable behavior or compromised your opinion to make someone else happy? Have you ever desperately wanted someone to like you even though you don't like them? Have you ever lent somebody something and then just never asked for it back because you don't want to make that person feel awkward or uncomfortable? Well, my friend, welcome to the club. I dub thee a people pleaser. Now, all us people pleasers want is to just go through life with minimal conflict and hurt feelings. We are just trying to make everyone happy and we don't want to cause an issue. Unfortunately, due to the society we live in, people take advantage of the smallest weakness, and giving in to other people's desires very easily, I suppose, could be considered a form of weakness, even when you have the best intentions. We tend to cater to people's desires because seeing other people happy makes us happy and feel like we're doing something right. It's not our fault that we crave that external validation. A lot of people say, well, you should just stand up for yourself. If you don't want to do something, just, don't do it. I don't think anyone understands how immensely difficult it is to change your thought process. I found that actually stepping away from the original environment that conditioned you to be like this is very helpful. I went on my gap year last year, and that separation from the country I lived in my entire life and all my friends and family, I think definitely helped in becoming my own person, realizing what I wanted, traveling by myself, being completely independent for the first time. I had to be very protective over myself and my things because no one was going to do it for me. That experience definitely helped me in squashing my people-pleasing desires. I definitely stood up for myself a lot more. It doesn't mean I enjoy conflict, because I do not. Resolution is key. But I wasn't as absolutely petrified of making a scene if what was going on was unjust. What I did learn though in going home is everyone at home knew me in a certain light. They knew I had certain mannerisms because that's how I've been my entire life, and I don't think they'd really adjusted to the fact that I was a different person coming back. I had different beliefs and opinions and mannerisms now that they didn't really know about. I remember one day where I was in the car with my dad. He said something, I can't remember what, it was the smallest thing, but he said something and I wasn't happy with it. I wanted to set a boundary, so I said, no, I'm not doing that, or no, I'm not sharing that, or something like that. He looked at me and he was like, you've become kind of selfish in the last year. And that really hit me. I was like, whoa, I've never been called selfish in my life before. I really took it to heart because obviously that's the last thing you want to hear as someone who wants to make everyone happy. It really stuck with me and I thought about it for quite a while, and I pondered and I was like, am I a selfish person? Have I just become this completely self-obsessed human being since I've been gone? I just started working in the charity sector at this point, so I was like, am I just subconsciously doing this to cover up the fact that I'm a terrible person? Am I a fraud? It really did spark some mental debate and a bit of an existential crisis, and I really thought over this for a while, and I kind of came to the realization that of course they're gonna think I'm selfish, because if you compare how I'm acting now, setting boundaries, saying what I do and don't want, to how I used to be, not really allowing myself to have too much opinion on the topic, going along with what everyone else wants, of course that extreme comparison is gonna seem to them as though I've become selfish and self-obsessed. It was really framed in quite a negative light, but the more I thought about it, the more I was like, that's a really good thing. If I've progressed that much and I can stand up for myself now, even with something absolutely small, like whatever that was, then I can see that I have grown. Yeah, it's quite difficult. You can't really win as a people pleaser. You'll either be seen as a pushover or someone who's become selfish and lost themselves. And that's the ultimate lesson as a people pleaser that you learn, and you eventually realize that standing up for yourself or becoming a bit selfish is a necessary step to leading the life that you want to lead, and not leading a life based around other people's wants and desires. I know I definitely learned the hard way that I may spend all this time trying to please and accommodate other people, but how many people actually do that for you? How many people are trying to please you and cater to your desires or needs? And the desire to avoid conflict isn't always a terrible thing. However, there is a time and place for it, and I think definitely if you're identified with anything I said, I highly encourage you to try and find that balance in your personal life. I mean, it's not easy. Like, I'm constantly struggling to remind myself consciously to not agree with someone's opinion if I don't actually agree with it, or to say no to something that I I don't want to do, even though my head is screaming at me to say yes so that person will be happy. Yeah, that part of your nature just doesn't vanish or go away, but you do learn to handle it better and find the balance and find what is appropriate and what isn't appropriate for someone to be asking of you or for you to be doing for someone. Thanks for watching and have a great day, and I hope this somehow, in some way, some form, helped you. I will talk to you in the future. Bye.